If you're anything like I know I am, you're a big Indiana Jones fan. And since we're getting a new Indiana Jones movie, that means we're getting new Indiana Jones merchandise. And mostly merchandise based on the classic films, because, well, that's what actually sells. What can I say? I'm a sucker for any time they'll put a character in a fedora and a whip and, he winds up somehow on my shelf. And I've talked about, kind of the difficulty I've had in collecting the new 6-inch line, simply because, one, it's expensive. $25 a figure is just kind of like that wall. And some of the justification I had getting the artifacts that they come with, I realized they're exactly the same size as the crated artifacts that came with the 3 3/4 line from 10 years ago. So that justification's out the window. Now, my favorite film of the franchise is Temple of Doom. I know Last Crusade purists and Raiders purists will, have my head on a stick for that one, but what can I say? It's got the coolest villain. I mean, come on. I mean, nothing against, Belloc or Donovan, but Mola Ram is absolutely amazing. I mean, not only is he freaking scary and pulls people's heart out, but he's actually a certified cardiac physician. So, he has formal training in the removal of human hearts during... Oh, I can't keep going on with this. All right, the point is I like Mola Ram. Now, Junkman, one of my fellow toy YouTubers, dropped me an email earlier asking me specifically that a source he has says that Disney has banned Mola Ram from being in the line, but there's still a UPC assigned. Now, that definitely leaves a big hole in, my heart and my collection, because if I'm going to buy Indiana Jones 6-inch action figures, I want the villains. And what's the point to collecting if you can't get the main villain from the second movie? Now, I don't have the same source that Junkman has. I don't know. I don't know what source he's talking to, but his question is, if Mola Ram is banned, why is he showing up on B sheets and why has he been assigned a UPC? Now, I can answer that. That is because all the time, licensed product is assigned UPCs and toy numbers when they're submitted on B sheets, but they don't always actually happen. So this B sheet, for example, shows some Black Lantern JLU figures that were planned, but Warner Brothers said no, and that never happened. So in the process of production, UPCs did get signed, but because Disney, gets to make the rules, well, even after a toy company assigns, things could change because the IP owners are the ones who hold all the cards. So a toy company can propose figures all the time. Case in point with Disney is they've done this before. They've virtually banned Slave Leia. In fact, they've replaced her in art. Why you would buy a property and then ban merchandise based on it, I don't know. Now, we do know Disney's in a bit of a financial issue, not just because some recent films have underperformed, but they owe Comcast a ridiculous amount of money for Hulu. And there's talk about them actually selling off properties in order to be able to do this. So who knows? Maybe they'll sell Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and some new company can then allow Mola Ram to have an action figure. If he's not on my shelf, I feel like my collection won't even be completed. It feels like, should I even bother with this? What do you guys think? Is the lack of a major villain a rationale to not get into a line? What are your thoughts? Best way to support this channel is always to share this video with others, so thank you for that. And Junkman, thank you so much for the question. I hope I answered, and we can all continue on an amazing journey of toy collecting together.